I have been posting a lot on LinkedIn about some very sensitive issues. Recently, kind of challenged the NBA a little bit to explain their position more on their push for a single file credit report. Zactus and other leaders in the credit space have made it very clear that when you pull just one score, that roughly 25% of trade lines don't report. And so CHLA has taken this position. The NBA has taken their position. They say, well, we had consensus. Everyone has said yes. I'm trying to make heads and tails of what this consensus thing is all about. And as the head of an IMB, I hope that you'll be frank and tell us what you think of the single pool idea.
I think we're looking at this in large part from an origination perspective. What's easier for the client? Great. What's easier for us? What's going to help reduce the cost, et cetera? There's a ton of friction in the system that doesn't just surround credit pools. But at the end of the day, if I'm a large institutional buyer or even a sovereign fund, you want to make sure that you understand the credit you're getting. And so that's a question that has to be answered. Can somebody who's going to invest several $100 billion in mortgage-backed securities get a very clear understanding of the risks they are taking? Because again, they are risk managers. They want to make sure that they're held up to the premise of what's my prepayment rate going to look like, what's my delinquency default rate going to look like, and where else can I invest this money elsewhere? And if you can't get a good gauge of the risk you're taking, it's just going to cause MBS spreads to move out, not in. So what becomes easy on the front end might become problematic. If they can solve for that, then everything else is easy.
Well, you said you're kind of a risk manager, so you look at things from the risk perspective, and you obviously know about credit. You play millions in credit every year, right? So you know that pain. So I know you know enough to answer this question, and that is, would you feel comfortable using just one score and lending on that, potentially servicing that? You would not. Okay.
Not yet.
Got it. And you are a member of the Mortgage Bankers Association. And I'm not by any means taking any shots because we need them, we value them, but still we should be able to get into a dialogue here. We should be able to have conversations and let all voices be heard. And I feel like in instances like this, not everybody is heard.